Hi, it's Mark with the LandRover, and I thought I'd do this quick video because we've had a bit of a shock. So that's the front. I don't know if you've ever seen the front before. But that's the front. We've got the bikini hood on properly now. That wasn't on the last video. There's a couple of gaps in there where we've got when we've rebuilt the bulkhead here, the gap's too small there, and that's just a little bit further, too far forward. So we've got to bring it back. We're going to bend that part of the bulkhead just a tiny bit back, so I can bring it back in. So we've got to do that, and all the bikini hoods on it all fits and stuff. That's pretty good. So she's staying like that, and then I've obviously got to paint the tops of the doors, paint around the windscreen, and paint the flaps. I'm missing one buckle on the flaps. I can't find that, so that's got to go. But the big job was this, and that's oh my word, it's all out. So we've got an engine out, a transfer box out, and a gearbox out. So the engine is gone up to Duncan. He's down near Bristol, and he's going to rebuild the engine for me. It's a 200 TDI. It's actually a Discovery unit, but it fits in here perfectly. It's got a new turbo on it anyway. And what else has it got on it? New alternator and a starter motor. So they're all new. The pump's going away to Diesel Bob up in, I think he's in Manchester. I can't remember where he is. Anyway, that's gone to him today. So he's doing the diesel pump or the injection pump and the injector. So he's going to service them for me, make sure they're all right. And then we've got on here we've got a brass header tank for the radiator, because that's what they used to have in the old days. They were painted black, but I'm going to leave mine shiny brass because it looks quite pretty. Then we need a new hose there because that looks a bit manky. Obviously new fuel filter. The brake mass under is pretty good. Heater units in the garage, so we'll do that as well. We've got the turret tops to go on. I've got a little bit of welding there to do. I'm going to save these because these are about 600 quid, these in a wheel actually. So I'm going to save this. I'm just going to weld a patch onto there, and so that'll be good. I've got the bonnet stay galvanised, so that'll probably outlast me. I've got to spray the inside of the bonnet green because that's obviously not the right colour, and then put all the sound deadening on top of there, so that looks pretty good. And then we've got to fit the lights on the front. Actually sitting quite high at the moment because I haven't got the engine in it. Tighten up the sills because the blooming bolts dropped off when we took us to the garage to get the engine out. And then all the bits are in here, look, so I'll go around here, and we've got a custom exhaust because it's a 200 TDI Discovery lump in it. And then we've got a gearbox here, LT77 gearbox. We've got a 230 transfer box there. They're going to Worcestershire to Gear Tech to get rebuilt after I've given them a jet wash and a clean. And the engine's on a pallet around the front of the house. Now the flywheel's pretty good, but we're changing the clutch, and where's the clutch gone? Clutch and the clutch housing we're changing for an LOF unit because Luke does some good work up there, so we're doing LOF clutches. So when it all goes back together in about 4 or 5 weeks time, then it will be all tickety-boo and new. But George, who was taking out the engine for me and all the bits, noticed this. I'll see if I can get under there and show you. And these are where LandRovers always go, and you can't tell until you get this bit off. So that's the gearbox. I'll try and hold the phone still. That's the gearbox cross member, so I've got to grind out all the bad metal out of there in a square, and then I've got to put a patch behind it, because if I come on this side, of course my gearbox won't blooming fit, or the cross member won't fit on. So we're going to go behind it and then put a new metal into there, and it's the same on this side as well, on this bracket here on the back of this one. So you've got 2 holes. So if you've got a removable cross member on your LandRover, then it'd be worth. I mean, it's only 8 bolts. They come out quite easily. They're just they're quite long bolts, so they come out quite easily with a bit of 1/2-inch drive stuff. Take them out. You've got to spread your chassis out a tiny bit to get them out. Sometimes they're quite tight, and then remove your cross member, and then see if you've got any holes in your chassis behind it. And they're known for it. They all get it. I mean, George noticed it as soon as he took it off. He knew it'd be there. And also, what we can do is we can just check all of the top of that chassis there, just to make sure she's all right. So what we'll do is go back from here, because we've got access now all along there, and we'll just make sure she's all solid. I think she is, but just in case. And I've got to check just at the top, or just on top of there, just to make sure she's all right as well. But apart from that, I mean, she's absolutely solid. Now underneath is absolutely solid. Well, you can see most of that anyway. which is absolutely solid, apart from those two holes, which we've got to put nice, decent, neat plates in. I'll probably use thicker steel than 2mm, because they do go there, so they need to be quite strong. And the chassis steel in here is 2mm, so I might go for a 3mm sheet to make it outlast the chassis with a bit of luck. So that's what I'm going to do. So the diffs are all brilliant, the props are all brilliant, all the brakes are new, of course. And so we're cracking on. We're doing it. It's coming on. So my name's Mark, and if you're doing up a Land Rover or you want any help, I think we know what we're doing now. I think we're actually pretty good. So I'll go. Oops, that's me in front of the phone. I'll take my hand away. I've got to show you from the front, so I don't know if I've ever shown her from the front, because he's normally faced the other way around when she's at the garage. But that's what we're doing at the front. So I must admit, that's a Naka Katanga grill, which I'm reasonably happy with. It's not as strong as I thought it would be, really. It could do with being a bit bigger, a bit thicker, because it's a bit, it is alloy or steel, maybe it's coated steel, but it's all right. And then what I've done is I put the old plastic bits from the light shades, I've put in the holes here. I should have got a flat one there, so I might change that, because they weren't that expensive. And that's stainless steel, that's 2mm stainless steel, they're thick as you like. And then we've got the galvanised bumper on, and of course now I can't get the bolts in, because the galvanising made the bumper a little bit of a different size, so I can't get the blooming bolts on. But anyway, that's what she looks like from the front. Obviously lights have got to go on and stuff to finish her off, but she's getting there. And now what I'm doing here, I'll go back to the back. What I'm doing here is I'm putting a diesel heater just there. Now the reason I'm putting one just there is because it stands about that high, about to there, so it's underneath the kind of the lines of the truck, because I wanted to keep it a pickup. So the diesel heater goes on the floor there, and then what it does, I've got piping, which has just arrived this morning, that goes behind there and up here, and then produces a heat scarf around the driver and the passenger. Now, I'm not sure what temperature I'll be able to drive in with a bikini hood on, because it's going to be, well, without one it'd be freezing cold, obviously. So I'm thinking with a diesel heater, it might provide enough warmth for about 18 degrees, 12 degrees, because 14, you can virtually drive with a convertible in 14 degrees in a normal convertible. So this one should be all right under 14, but anywhere less than 14 and it's getting quite cold. So we'll put the heat skirt on using a diesel heater with its own tank. It's not wide into the fuel tank. That's going to produce this heat scarf that I'm going to make for the back. And that's and then on top of that, at the back of that, there's a set of drawers that will come out from the back of the heater, but I'll show you that when I get them anyway. So that's our Land Rover so far. If you like what you're seeing, then subscribe. If you've got any tips, brilliant. I do need a... Oh, I've got nothing in there. I've got no blooming floor plates or anything now. But all of this is new now. Obviously, you can see the hole in that one there. It's a slightly smaller hole in that one. That's the Gearbox cross member, comes right across there. And we're looking at it from inside now. All of the inside's new, the pedals and stuff are all brand spankers. So they're pretty good. And what I do need, I need one of these that's not 180 quid, because I rubbed mine off a little bit. I need a clock or a voltmeter that's a sensible price. So if you've got one of these, a clock or a voltmeter, I can wire a voltmeter in. And I'll put these on as well. So this is a Raptor dash, and Raptor dashes, you quite often think of the middle bit, but actually the Raptor dash here, this bit is metal instead of the Land Rover plastic, so it's loads stronger. And then we've got the Raptor side pod on here, which houses the switches for the heater and flaps, the heater flaps. And the reason I've got that on is because these always break as well. Now Andrew's put this on, so what I'll do is, I think it's on right, that actually, to be fair. Yeah, so that's going to be, that'll outlast me, that'll be solid as you like. So that's pretty good. So the only weak bit in here really now is the stalks, because they go all the time. The stalk on the indicator switch on the other side, that's quite weak, and there's a bit of play in that, but I might check another one, see if it's all right. But everything else, I might get a new cubby box, because that one's looking, the rest of the vehicle, when it's all tidy and clean, that makes that look scruffy, so I might get a new cubby box for there. And then we've got to get the door interiors for our things. I must admit, I'm stuck on this. I do not know how you work the hinge onto that. That's a Series 3 door for a Defender, because it's an old single skin door with slidey windows. And I don't know how to do that. Don't know where that goes because that's too low. So I might have messed that up, I'm not sure. So if you've got any tips about that, that'd be brilliant. I mean, the door closes all right, and it's not really it's not an MOT fail or anything, but I mean, like, it'd be nice to be right. Oops, blooming thing doesn't close now. Good Lord. Oh, what's up here? Oh, something goes wrong every time, doesn't it? Nope, that's not going to close. Right, I'll switch the video off now and try and close my door. Right, so my name's Mark. By all means, comment, or if you've got any advice, and brilliant. All advice is taken, of course. Bye for now.